Hey everyone, my name is Kumo and this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Yokoso Jituryoku Shijo Shugi no Kyoshitsu E, also known as Classroom of the Elite. So, last time, we found out that Suzune is sick and she's been pushing herself pretty much since the trip began, because she obviously doesn't want to end up going back to the ship and costing their class more points. They already had to deal with that once with one other person, who probably wasn't even really sick. Ayano Koji asked Suzune about how she's looking after the key card, and that he wanted to see it, to compare it to the key card he saw the one student from Class A holding, to see if it was legit. Now, I think that was just an excuse. I think all he really wanted from that was to know where the key card was, so he could have Ibuki steal it later, because the behavior was just kind of weird otherwise. And they definitely dropped a lot of hints that Ayano Koji was the one Ibuki was talking to at the end of the episode. But yeah, we also had a pretty serious confrontation between Suzune and Ibuki near the end there, which Suzune ended up losing, which is definitely understandable because she was sick in the rain, and Ibuki caught her a little bit off guard there, I'm sure, when she started it. But yeah, obviously the episode ended with the whole, the question of who Ibuki was giving the card to, which, like I said, my guess is Ayano Koji. I felt like there was a pretty good amount of evidence in the previous episode, if you were looking for it. So, yeah. I have heard good things about the finale, so I am looking forward to this, so let's get into it. As usual, there'll be no audio footage of the anime used in the reaction for copyright reasons. There's a timer in the upper left-hand corner, and subs below me to help you follow along. And so, let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. I'm curious if we'll get the opening or not. Some shows do that for the final episode, some don't. So we are starting off right from here. Yeah, Ayano Koji did go to that spot in the last episode, because he did notice the dirty fingers, and he can put 2 to 2 together. Oh, we're finally getting to see inside of Class A's little setup, their secret cave base. We know Class C is not doing so hot points-wise. And it's still raining. She definitely tried, though. She's not wrong, but neither is he. That's definitely progress. Though it is hard to see Suzune like this. To be fair, there is still a lot of mystery behind him. I found this in the forest. Yeah, it can't be helped. I don't think so. Yeah, thinking never helps. Yeah, things really aren't looking good right now. Yeah, not exactly going as planned. Almost makes you think Class C had the right idea. But I'm sure things will improve. If Ayana Koji has anything to say about it. Yeah, unless you're really confident, you really don't want to take that risk. You know, I wish Ichinose had more screen time. She's one of my favorite characters. Not great. Well, Class C, probably not. Oh. Oh. I thought you were abstaining from the test. Was there an alliance going on there? We're getting flashbacks. Of course, that'd just be silly. Hmm. I mean, I guess Class C were gonna blow through their points anyway. Of course. Trust has to be earned, it can't just be assumed. Yeah, so the obvious thing was the truth thing. Yeah, that. But yeah, it seems my guess was not correct. Which honestly doesn't surprise me that much. My guesses are usually wrong. Yeah, it's hard to say that's not hard work. That actually was a pretty good strategy on their part. They were all able to pretty much drop out and yet still get points in the end. You know, assuming they guessed correctly. Oh. He didn't see that coming. Apparently he was not happy about that either. Oh, wow. I'd like to know how they pulled that one off. Well, I know how. Somebody wasn't the leader when they thought they were. That's all I can think of. Yeah, I figured he would have a bone to pick with him after that. I know I would. You're full of it. Quit glistening. Aren't you still sick? Go back to bed, please. Who wasn't even there. Man, all those points. I do kind of remember that. Like Class A, for instance. It would be so easy, just one slice. And the world's a better place. Yeah, the card did have her name on it. You can do that? Oh, but if their leader drops out. Oh, wow. You're telling me her sickness actually ended up being a benefit. That would cost him each 50 points. Bribing them. Okay, so I was sort of right on him manipulating Ibuki. Yeah, literally carrying you. Yeah, there's no way anybody who hides out in a cave with a cover would do anything that careless. Oh. And that's all it took? Okay, yeah, that would do it. Well, no way Ryuin would trust anyone else with that. Yeah, Class B is kind of its own thing. But yeah, Class C having a student in both D and B made it pretty obvious that they were spies. You know, we might have actually got some information there. Well, really Ayano Koji was, but he doesn't want credit for this. Or in general. Oh yeah, Kushida's in the show as well, isn't she? Well, she is now. Well, I mean, yeah. Of course, it is safer to give a non-answer. Meet me in the theater. That's Class D's teacher's name, I believe. Oh yeah, there's also the issue where somebody wanted him expelled, wasn't there? Then could you please tell us? I want to know more about that institution that he was in. Oh, his father. Yeah. Hmm. That is quite the deal for them. Yeah, he just doesn't want credit for that. Is that a blush I see? A little bit tsundere there. Now she went full tsundere. Yeah. He did have a unique upbringing there. Well, that's a really good end card, actually. It's almost wallpaper worthy. But yeah, no opening or ending theme this time. So yeah, that was the 12th and final episode. And yeah, it was a pretty good final episode. In the end, it really came down to the whole guessing the class leader thing, which I kind of figured it would. That was one of the biggest, risk-reward things in it. And it obviously took the most skill, I guess you could say. But yeah, we finally got a peek inside of Class A's little dungeon there. And we found out that Class A and Class B had an alliance going. And that is where some of Class C's points went, was for Class A. So, because they were going to blow through their points anyway. So they pretty much got rid of all their points, dropped out when it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't lose any points. and then got more points from, we'll try to get more points from the class leader guessing and all that. Class C strategy was definitely deeper than I thought it was. But yeah, the biggest twist was obviously that because Susan had dropped out, she lost the right to be leader, and Ayano Koji grabbed it, so anyone that guessed Susan was the leader was wrong, which pretty much altered the points quite a bit. And in the end, Class D did get most of the points. You know, despite the couple dropouts they had. But yeah, we still don't really know a whole lot about Ayano Koji, but we got a little bit of a dive into his head there near the end. About how winning is all that matters. Most likely something he got from whatever that institution he grew up in. It was probably a very strict place. I do want to learn more about that. If we ever do get a season 2, I hope we do learn more about that. But yeah, it is clear that he doesn't want credit for that. But yeah, it would be nice to know what his end goal is in all this. If he just wants... Does he want to get into Class A? He didn't really act like he wanted to get into Class A, which is what makes me confused about what exactly his motivations here are. But yeah, I was wrong about who Ibuki was talking to at the end of last episode. But I want to take a little bit of credit because I was right about, you know, Ayano Koji was manipulating Ibuki a little bit there. With showing the keycard stuff, there was an ulterior motive there, so I was at least right on that much. But yeah. So, what are my thoughts on the series as a whole? I mean, I've read online a lot of people talk about how disappointed they were with this series. I mean, I didn't have super high expectations to begin with, so I wasn't really disappointed, I wouldn't say. I do think it had a little bit of wasted potential. It could have been better than it actually was. Like, some arcs I think just took too long, like the whole pseudo-drama. I feel like they spent too much time on that, to be honest. That really wasn't all that interesting. But, I mean, it was still an enjoyable series. It definitely had its cool moments, you know, and I did like the fan service episodes, even if a lot of people didn't. But, yeah. It did have some pretty interesting characters. I did really like Ichinose. I kind of wish she was more of a main character, because she probably was my favorite. And I think Class B actually had the best teacher. She always seemed so nice and cheerful. Kind of the opposite of what Class D got. But, yeah. I think, for most of the series, I was intending to give this a 7 out of 10, but out of this final episode, you know what, I'll call it an 8 out of 10. It was definitely worth watching, and if there is a second season, I'll most assuredly watch it. So, yeah, let me know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of my reaction in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.